Good Tuesday evening. I'm Chief Meteorologist Emily Wahls. It has been such a busy day around the Chicagoland area. Just like last night, we had some pretty strong storms that were rolling through, and unfortunately, they were coming along with very heavy downpours, and we've been dealing with flood watches, flood advisories, flash flood warnings over the last couple of hours. We're starting to see some improvements, but we definitely had multiple reports of flooding. We're going to be showing you a video of that today. And then also we're going to be talking about the Dragon Bravo fire that's been ongoing on the northern ridge of the Grand Canyon in northern Arizona for weeks now. And it's been scorching just so much land. It's up to about 224 square miles that has burned from that fire. So we're actually going to hear from Fox's Kennedy Hayes on that. And then also we're going to be tracking the tropics because we have Tropical Storm Erin that is forecast to become a major hurricane in the Atlantic Basin. Not only is it likely going to become the first hurricane of this hurricane season in the Atlantic, but it's also looking like it's going to be a major hurricane, meaning that it's a Category 3 or higher at some point during its lifespan. Let's take a look at what was happening here locally over the last couple of hours. So we've had showers, thunderstorms, and this video that you're seeing from the Citizen app, this is actually in the West Ridge neighborhood, and you can see that the cars there, the water looks to be very easily about halfway up the tires for a lot of these vehicles, and it looks like in some of the deeper spots, it's possibly up to the wheel wells there. So again, that's in West Ridge, and we also had reports coming in of quite a bit of flooding on the streets happening in Irving Park as well. So lots of standing water is out there this evening. Now, by the way, if you see a street that looks like this, don't drive through it. One, it's not good for your car, but two, there's a good chance that your car could stall out if that water gets into the engine. And this video that you're seeing, I believe this is from the Irving Park neighborhood as well. So lots of standing water out there. Some portions of the Chicagoland area in Chicago, portions of DuPage County. So it was really Cook, Will, and DuPage County that got hit the hardest with repeat storms rolling over the same exact area. Some locations actually picked up 3 to 4 inches of rain just today alone, and that's on top of all of the heavy rain that we had yesterday. So let's take a look at the radar now. See, again, that video you were just seeing, that car driving through. Again, that's not what we don't want to see. Don't do that if you see the streets looking like that. The radar showing you those sweeping showers and storms that were rolling through earlier today. We had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings, not a ton, but we had a few storms that were producing near 60-mile-per-hour winds. And at times near Rensselaer, we actually had a really strong storm that was showing signs of rotation. And I actually received quite a few photos from Caitlin Cody, our midday meteorologist, and she had mentioned that her husband was playing golf and there was a lot of trees down in the Rensselaer area. So that's definitely something that, I think a lot of the meteorologists at the National Weather Service probably going to be looking into, because that storm that did roll overhead, it did have some signs of rotation. Zooming things in a little ways. So we do have what was previously a flash flood warning in this boxed area here, extending from southeastern DuPage into northeastern Will County, stretching over to Chicago. This was previously a flash flood warning. Now that has been replaced with a flood advisory. And again, while we're getting a break from the rain in a lot of locations at this point, we're starting to see a few more showers and storms popping back up. So you can see there's a couple near Elgin. There's another storm that's popping up just south of 88 into DeKalb. So these are going to move east along with that cold front and then move over the same exact locations that already picked up those impressive rain totals. So we're not entirely in the clear when it comes to our flood threat. I still think we could be seeing some localized flooding even as some of those storms roll through. And then sliding things to the south, speaking of Rensselaer, we've got another strong storm, there we go, that's rolling through southern Jasper County. So this is now tracking just south of Rensselaer at this point. And this is not severe, but typically special weather statements, they're used for storms that are strong but not quite meeting the severe criteria. So what we're getting with this storm is wind gusts close to about 50 miles per hour, which of course can still be doing some damage. Let's take a look at our 12-hour rainfall totals. So it's pretty easy to see where that band of heavy rain set up earlier this afternoon stretched from the Chicago area and then back down into Grundy County. And then this was the area that also was hit pretty hard last night too, especially in the Chicago metro area. So zooming things in, this is now your 24-hour rainfall totals. And most locations that you see here highlighted in the yellows, the oranges, that's representing 2 to 4 inches of rainfall that we've picked up in the last 24 hours. So that's why we're dealing with this flooding threat. Now, let's kind of shift gears here. We're going to start talking about some ongoing fires. So we've been telling you a lot about the Gifford fire in portions of California. So if we zoom things way in, this is in the mountainous region just north and east of Santa Maria. This is called the Gifford fire. It's now scorched 122,000 acres, which that equates to be about 190 square miles. So that's kind of an easier way that our brain can think about it, I think, is when we think of square miles. So 190 square miles is what the Gifford fire has scorched. But earlier today, Sylvia and Terrence actually talked to Kennedy Hayes, who's near the Grand Canyon, telling us about the Dragon Bravo fire. Let's listen in.
Dragon Bravo fire is the largest fire burning in the U.S. according to the U.S. Forest Service.
Yeah, it's also one of the largest ever recorded in the Grand Canyon state. Some local business owners say the fire is certainly keeping people away, tourists away. Kennedy Hayes is live in Arizona. Kennedy, what's the latest?
Hi, Terrence and Sylvia. Well, to give you an idea about where I am now, Fredonia, Arizona, it's a small town just south of Utah, and it's also known as a gateway to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. And since that area of the park is closed due to the Dragon Bravo fire, business owners here tell me they're seeing fewer visitors. Visitor traffic is crucial for small businesses along the Utah-Arizona state line.
We have Airbnb units, like hotel rooms upstairs on top of the historic Redstone Theater. And right now, we've only got one person coming in today. Normally, they're packed and full at this time of the year. Dan Dillman owns the historic Redstone Theater in Kanab, Utah. He says moviegoers normally pack the seats, but this summer is shaping up differently ever since July 4th, when the Dragon Bravo fire started burning. The fire is burning in northern Arizona near the north rim of the Grand Canyon. So far, it's burned more than 140,000 acres. That's an area bigger than the city of Atlanta, and it's forced the North Rim to close. Dillman's theater is about 2 hours north. The perception is, that they've got to make other plans and go somewhere else, and that's going to affect us. That's going to affect, the things that we have bought, whether that be candy and popcorn. That stuff doesn't last forever.
You can definitely tell that there's less traffic. We're kind of a drive-by, so, it's not a destination point in Little Fredonia. You go down to Kanab, that's more of a tourist town. But yeah, and we just get people from all over the world.
Wayne Auty, who runs a gift store, says he gets visitors from as far away as France and Italy, but customers have been scarce these days.
I just hope, it picks back up. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
The North Rim will remain closed through the end of the year, but the South Rim part of the national park is still open, along with other national parks nearby. Terrence, Sylvia.
Kennedy, is smoke still a problem there? Any evacuation concerns?
Well, fire officials say that smoke is still a concern, especially the closer you get to the Grand Canyon National Park. That South Rim area has some areas of concern, of course, but here in Fredonia, Arizona, air quality is okay, along with other parts near the Arizona-Utah state line.
All right, Kennedy, thank you so much.
And to put some of that in perspective, that is about 225 square miles. The city of Chicago is 234 square miles. So that's how large the Dragon Bravo fire is that. So thank you so much for that, Kennedy Hayes. Now we're going to move on and talk about the tropics. So there's a lot taking place across the Atlantic. Right now we have Tropical Storm Erin that has sustained winds right around 45 miles per hour, wind gusts as high as about 60 miles per hour. And the direction that this is headed is westerly at about 22 miles per hour. But this thing is going to have a really long lifespan. So let's go ahead and we'll put a track on this. You can see it's going to continue to move westerly and then begin to shift to the north and the west. As of now, it does look like this is likely going to pass north and northeast of Puerto Rico, but notice how the strength of this storm really begins to ramp up. So the next couple of days, it's going to remain a tropical storm, but once it gets into those warmer waters closer to those islands there, it very easily is going to ramp up to a Category 1, then a Category 2 by Friday, and then likely going into this upcoming weekend, possibly on Sunday, we could be seeing this turning into a Category 3, which is a major hurricane. And then where this heads after that it does appear that it could come pretty close to the east coast, which of course could be bringing impacts, even if it's just going to be some rain for us, not so much the wind, but maybe even the high surf. So it's really going to be something to watch going forward. Coming up right after this short break, I'm going to have details on the heat that is set to return to Chicago this upcoming weekend. We'll see you in 2 minutes. Welcome back. We had a very warm day today prior to all of the showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Temperatures ended up topping out in the mid to upper 80s. We did tag 90 degrees in Gary, and we're going to see a really nice break from the heat, the humidity for the next couple of days. Yes, it's still going to be warm, but it's going to be seasonably warm tomorrow and Thursday. We're expected to see low to mid 80s, low humidity, lots of sunshine. So both Wednesday and Thursday look gorgeous, and try to get outside and enjoy it if you can, because you'll notice going into this upcoming weekend, we have temperatures that are going right back up into the 90s again. And actually on Saturday with a high temperature of 95, high humidity, we very well could be dealing with heat index values that are going to be right around 100. All right, Futurecast taking us throughout the rest of this evening. Showers, thunderstorms, those are going to begin to taper off late this evening. And then we start to see gradual clearing. So we're all going to be on the backside of this cold front tomorrow morning. And then our wind direction, that's going to change to be northwesterly. That's why it's going to get so nice and comfortable here the next couple of days. So sunny skies expected tomorrow, and then same exact thing going into your day on Thursday. It looks really nice, just a couple higher level clouds, and your temperatures are going to be very, very nice in the low 80s. For tonight, we're counting on lows that are going to be in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees. Any showers and storms that we still have out there in the next couple of hours, those should taper off after about 11 p.m. or midnight, and then after that, gradual clearing. Your 3-day forecast looking beautiful. Lots of sunshine expected on Wednesday. We'll have a high of 84, 82 degrees on Thursday, but again, soak in those cooler days because we are looking at extreme heat again going into this upcoming weekend. 90 degrees on Friday, and again, heat index values could be close to 100 for your Saturday. I'll have your full 7-day forecast, of course, coming up on the news at 9 p.m. We'll see you very soon.